So what's up, everyone? It is your girl, Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and we got another battle of the going on, girl. So we're gonna battle these two foundations here. I got Good Apple in Tan 074 and the Patrick Ta, what is this, cream foundation and finishing powder duo in Tan 3. So I figured we could battle them today, girl, and see how it goes. So let's get into it. I'm going to have the KVD Beauty side be this side, and I will have Patrick Ta on this side. We're also going to use the Mented Cosmetics concealer. I wear the shade Honey Roast if anyone's curious, and then I'm going to use the, where is it? Oh, this is the primer I'm going to have on, the Polar Eclipse primer from what is it, Milk Makeup. It does really well with this foundation for me since I have oily combination skin. If you weren't aware, I find that it works better for me in that regard with these type of foundations because it still mattifies down the skin, and then you can spray a setting spray into the skin along with the powder to help the longevity of your foundation. So I'll show you how to do that in a few, but let's start off with this foundation. So I'm gonna start off with the Patrick Ta side. I usually start off with the more affordable side, if you will. Not that KVD is more affordable. I feel like it's more affordable than this though, because this retails for $54 if I remember correctly, and KVD is only like, I think 34, 36, something like that. 32. It's in the 30s range, and this is like 20 bucks more. So I already put the primer on to save us some time, girl. Let me see, did I zoom y'all all the way in? Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. So we're just gonna take the little brush and start to brushing it in, girl. Now I will say the downside for me about these foundations is I feel like they don't have, well, sorry, this one is, it doesn't give as much coverage as the what do you call it, the KVD one. So the Patrick one has that gorgeous skin-like texture, and if you have like really nice skin to start off with, you don't need much. The downside is, you can see all the dark spots and the acne bump I have right there. You still see it coming through. So with his foundation, I always have to use like heavy amount of concealer, so I still have to do the triangle. And I told y'all in the past, like a lot of times I do the triangle because I don't have like too much of a choice. I have to do the triangle because I have lots of dark spots and hyperpigmentation on my face. It's mainly dark spots from bumping and acne bumps all these years, but because I do have that, I have to keep that in mind. So this is what we're looking like with Patrick Ta. Look like a greasy chicken. Now we're gonna get to the KVD side. So let's get into that, girl. And instantly, I feel like I get way more coverage. You see, like all the dark spots and stuff that are on this side of my face, they're covered up. Now I do feel like this shade looks a little bit lighter than the Patrick Ta one. Maybe it's just me. I feel like the Patrick Ta one matches my skin tone just a little bit better. I will say that much, but otherwise I feel like, you know, they're about equal. KVD is a little bit lighter, but it also gives way more coverage. So y'all know I'm all about team coverage. We're a full coverage glam woman here, or full coverage colorful queen, whichever one you prefer. But you know, at the end of the day, it's gonna be full coverage. And I feel like this covered up a lot of my dark spots and other things better than the Patrick Ta side. So I mean, I can still see a little bit of dark spots and whatever, but like it's just like one really dark one up here. All the ones on my cheeks, I feel like I don't see it all. Whereas with the, what do you call it, the Patrick Ta one, I still do. So we're gonna use the Patrick Ta powder underneath my eyes when we get done concealing. I just wanted to point that out too, because since he has the powder, I figured we might as well use it, girl. You know, why not? It's here, we're here, everyone's here and available, so we're just gonna go ahead and use it. So let's get into the concealer now. So I really like the tip that she chose today. I mean, this is the first doe foot one I've seen, but if you all remember, Huda had the first one when it came to like this metal tip with her, or what, overachiever concealer. I mean, people weren't too fond and crazy about like the applicator when they put it on their faces, but the only thing I'll say is about this concealer, I don't like having to put it on my cheeks with this one. It's fine for underneath the eyes, but once I start like concealing lower than underneath the eye, I don't like this paddle applicator for that. But it does feel nice and cool underneath here. So normally I would use another concealer just go underneath there, but I was like, today for this video I'm just go ahead and do this. But in the video, but in normal real life, I would not be putting this anywhere past underneath my eyes, just because it's really difficult to use past underneath your eyes, and I feel like it doesn't give the best coverage on your cheeks and other areas when you go to highlight your face. So to me, that's the downside of this concealer. But I definitely have to make sure I put enough on this side, because this is the side where I have the most problematic acne. I currently have like this huge white spot from where I had bumped a huge acne bump. I'm talking about, like, y'all, it was a huge cystic acne bump that I had on my face, and I had to get rid of because it was driving me nuts. Like every time I went to go put on my makeup, it was like just a huge bump, and whenever I tried to do anything, it hurt really bad. So I ended up busting it just so I could stop the pain on my face. But now I just left this like weird hole of like where it used to be skin, and now it's just like a scab won't grow over it to like fix it or anything. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that, and I'm not filming it, but you know, as the old people say, it is what it is. So now we're gonna blend out the concealer with this one. Y'all, Adriangameover is sick right now, so I don't know when this video is gonna go up. I'm sure he'll be fine by then, but he started feeling sick at school starting Tuesday, so I'm thinking he just had the flu, because he had both his COVID shots, and you know, I made him wear a mask, so it shouldn't be any more than that, I'm hoping. But he doesn't have a doctor's appointment till Saturday, so I'm up here at like 4 in the morning now filming videos, because you know, Saturday at like 3 something in the afternoon I had to take him to the doctor, and I didn't want to have to try to be out here trying to film. So I was like, we're gonna film these videos now, and then that way I don't have to worry about trying to come back and film till like Saturday night, not trying to get up early in the morning Saturday to try to drive over here and film, because I'm gonna try to spend all Friday with him, because I've still been going to work this week, because I thought he just had like a little cold he'll get over, but like it's been since Tuesday and it's like Friday and he still doesn't feel well. So I was like, okay. So I was like, if he didn't feel well by Friday, I was going to make an appointment. So sure enough, he texts me every night when I'm at work, like, Mommy, I threw up again, or Mommy, you know, this. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make him a doctor's appointment. So I'm making the doctor's appointment for, I'm sorry, I had the doctor's appointment for 3:50 on Saturday. So hopefully he'll be okay, and they'll just tell me he has the flu. I am going to let them run a COVID test though, just to be safe, because you know, better safe than sorry. Okay, so brush underneath the eyes. Let me grab one. So I'm just going to take this brush. I know it's bigger than what I would normally use, but I meant to grab a brush from underneath the eyes with the powder when I was in the bathroom, and I did not, and we are not stopping to film to grab a brush. So we're just going to use what I have, sis, and make that work. And it's not doing too bad a job, so there's that. I will say though, I'm not a huge fan of this powder. Like, it looks nice or whatever, but I don't know. I guess because I'm so used to brightening, and I don't feel like this is as brightening as I was hoping it to be, because it has more of an orange undertone. And I prefer a yellow undertone than an orange undertone, so I'm not like necessarily crazy about this one. Or maybe it's just me and it looks on camera orange, because I feel like in normal life when I wear this, it doesn't look orange. Either way, I'm not like crazy about the powder of what it comes down to. I would prefer to use the brightening one from Charlotte Tilbury. So I wish he would just gave us more foundation, and like you could have bought the powder separately. But it's like I know he loves this dual thing, and he might have had these duals left over from when they made the contour and bronzer situation, and that's why he's doing it this way. I'm not sure. Well, just working what we got, and this is what we got. So as you can see, the concealer set nicely. I feel like both sides of the face look pretty much the same now that we've set them with powder, at least underneath the eyes. I feel like it looks a little more glowy on this side than it does on this side though, the full coverage side of the KVD. But let's get into the powder now. So we're just going to use the matte mineralized skin finish in the shade Dark Deepest. I always want to say Deepest Dark, but it's Dark Deepest. I've been using this all week long on my face, because I've been trying to use just more powder, pressed powder than loose powder. Just because I've been like rushing to get to work, so like these powders, like pressed ones, are working faster and quicker for me than trying to get a sponge and do all that, because I can just grab this brush, kabuki it down everywhere, and be good to go. So I've been preferring to do it that way, but you should do it however you feel the need to, sis. So this is what our face is looking like. Y'all know me, y'all know the drill. I'm gonna spray my face. I just use a simple spray all over it, and then we're gonna press it in. So I press the setting powder in to make the skin look more natural and look less powdery. Not that it looks powdery for me, it actually looks like skin, but it's just more of, I'm a creature of habit. So what I usually do is when I get done with all my makeup and I put on my brush, my bronzer, my highlighter or whatnot, then I would go ahead and use a setting spray that you use to finish off your face and to hold on to your makeup, and then I would press it into the skin as well. I'll go ahead and show you all the method once I get done, but I gotta go off camera and do my bronzer, blush, and highlighter. Well, my bronzer and blush, then I'll come back and do that, and then I'll do my highlighter in the video I'm supposed to be doing for the Teresa is Dead. But I'll be right back, girl, with the blush and bronzer on, so that way we can, you know, show you the method I was just talking about. Be right back. Okay, y'all, so just about all the face is done. I'll respray again and not press it in when I put on my highlighter, since I have to do highlighter in the second video, but I just spray the face like this. This is Jaclyn Hill, is the pink blush palette, if anyone's curious what my blush is, and I just put on the Marc Jacob bronzer. That's because I haven't used that thing in forever, and it was sitting on the counter, it was really located, so I was like, yeah, we'll use this. Because I was going to use the, what's it, the House Labs, the original House Labs bronzer, but I'd have been tempted to put on the highlighter too, just a habit, and I knew I needed to put on another highlighter, so I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So, but yeah, you just press it in like that, and it helps press in the foundation for people like me who have issues with, you know, what do you call it, having oily combination skin, trying to use these like newer, like your skin but better, like cream like foundations. So as you can see, my face looks matte and nice and natural, glowing from within, and doesn't really look like I have on makeup, but I'm still gonna be able to make it last because I use this mattifying primer from Milk, and I used a setting spray to push everything in my face. So it just depends on which products you use with these newer products, if you have my skin type, on what to use. But this is what the face is looking like. Remember, this is our lovely Patrick Ty side right over here. So this is Patrick, and this is KVD. So I will check in with y'all later, and we will see how the face is working. Okay, girl? Okay. So I've returned after a very long day of hard work. Hope you all remember which side is which. This is the Kat Von D Good Apple side, and this is the Patrick Ty side. So if you all remember, we put the Patrick Ty powder underneath the eyes on both sides. I used the Kirsten Dominique concealer correctly underneath the eye, and then I used the Sephora one on the cheek area for more coverage. Dominique one is fine for underneath the eyes because it has that metal thing, but I don't like to try to rub it all over my face, so that's what we did with that. Then for powder, what did we use? We used, I'm trying to remember which one we used on my face. Oh, we used MAC Mineralized Skin Finish on my face. Brought for me from remembering all the stuff, but as usual, I have not looked at my face at all, so let's do it together, shall we? I think it actually held up quite well. I did put on a mattifying primer though, so I put on the, what is the one I told you all about in the complexion corner video about the Patrick Ty foundation. I put on the Polar Eclipse, that is the Milk Makeup Polar Eclipse primer, to make sure that the oil didn't seep through. And as you can see, the Patrick Ty side is still more oily than the Good Apple side. And Good Apple, everybody's saying, will slide all over your face. So here's a tip for you if you have oily combination skin, like I told y'all in the complexion corner video. Make sure you use a mattifying primer. As you can see, I use one, and the face looks on fleek. It still looks natural and nice, but you know, I'm actually really impressed. I feel like once I added the concealer, it gave about the same amount of coverage on both sides of the face. But I feel like, believe it or not, the Good Apple held up a little bit better than Patrick Ty's, and we used Patrick's powder, and it still didn't hold up, in my personal opinion, as well as the Kat Von D Good Apple foundation. So I actually like the Good Apple better than I like the Patrick Ty. Believe it or not, I know, right? Who am I? Because we know I live, breathe, and love Patrick Ty. Like, I love him dearly. Dearly. But I'm gonna have to say that, you know, KVD came through in the cut and was like, hold my beer, Patrick, let me show you how it's done, because I'm definitely liking the side better. As y'all saw in the beginning, it gave more coverage to start off with on this side, and then like I said, I feel like it just held up better. It's not as oily, because my nose would normally be more oily. But if you all remember, I put the Kat Von D all over the nose, as opposed to putting the what's it called? Can you stop sliding, please? Boxes, be quiet. But I put the I put the Kat Von D on or KVD all over the nose, as opposed to trying to split it down the middle of the nose. As you can see, my old nose isn't nearly as oily as it normally is. So okay, this mattifying primer is going to definitely be a part of my best complexion of 2022 this year, just because, you know, this foundation normally look a greasy hot mess, but I found a perfect mattifying primer to calm them down. And it was hot inside working. I was running around moving around a lot, and I still wear a mask because a couple people in my job have gotten sick recently, and I'm like, up, see, nope, keep the mask on. So I say Good Apple won this battle, but I do like both the foundations. I'm going to continue to use both the foundation. It's just more likely I would repurchase this one over Patrick's, because the powder is nice, but since I have the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder, and then Mother has her own finishing powders, and of course, you know, I was going to have both of those. I don't really need Patrick's. And then this foundation is cheaper, and if I remember correctly, you get more. You get 0.35 ounces in here, whereas with Patrick's, actually with Patrick's you get more. It's 0.42 and you get 0.35 in here, but with this one being cheaper and giving more coverage, I would just prefer to have the Good Apple. So I'm here for the Good Apple in the wintertime. I'm going to be wearing this one a lot. I'll probably maybe wear Patrick's more in the spring when I run out of the Good Apple, because I have so many foundations to go through anyway. It's not like I need to repurchase, but I will repurchase Good Apple over Patrick. So those are my thoughts. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all the diamonds, comment down below and tell me which side you think looks better, because I'm definitely here for the KVD beauty side, just because it gave more coverage off the back, and I feel like it held down the oil better than this side. So be blessed, girl. Bye.